Hello survivors, welcome to another Tower of Babel Survivors of Chaos video. Today we are going to be playing on the 9th floor. Surprise, surprise, we can actually frequently clear it with ease now. It's actually thanks to the Flames of Wrath legendary staff that we've got over here. It's 43 DPS, which is pretty decent. It's got some intelligence which helps us, weapon power, crit damage, and attack speed. The damage over time is a dead stat for us, but whatever, it doesn't actually matter too much. We did show you guys everything. The blessings, I did change a little bit with them. Not that I changed them, I upgraded a little bit more. And we got level 20 in our ability blessing and our attack power and life. So we've got 54 life, 106 intelligence, and then 47 in armor. This one doesn't really matter too much, but you know, when you've got gold to put points into it, it helps with getting your altar blessing level up. But what I did do is I've been putting points over here like so, and doing them each together. So kind of should have done that when I had a little bit more gold, but anyway, it's whatever. This helps get you more fire skill damage. So I like to just put 1 point in each. Each 4 points you put in gives you an additional 1% damage to that typing. So we got level 9 over here, and that's what's going to help us push, or it allows us to do a lot. And that goes with the staff really well, because the staff gives us fire skill critical hits, have 50% chance to cause a fire explosion, which deal 50% of the skill's maximum damage 50% of the skill's damage once per every 0.1 seconds, which is actually an insane time to have that explosion going off. Now, weirdly enough, everything in this game is color coded. So a skill that does fire damage is red or orange. A skill that does ice damage is obviously blue. And then you know, the other skills are all those colors based on what it is that you're playing as a skill. So like dark skills have that dark vibe to them. Lightning is lightning colored. The blue, the dark blue as well, and so on and so forth. But remember, our staff needs that critical chance to cause a fire explosion. Here is critical chance. We actually not going to bless it, because I have a feeling that's going to make us not get it very often. Do you know what? Actually, let's test bless. So we're going to bless critical hit chance, because that's what we're going to focus on. So we're not going to bless any skills. We're actually going to bless a passive, and we're going to bless another passive with that as well. Grabbing piercing chance, I don't know if that's really that necessary. Duration isn't necessary, so we're going to ban it, and we'll grab the evasion rating. Even 5% evasion rating, that's still a chance for us to completely evade all damage, which is good. Phoenix, my favorite skill currently in the game, just because of how cool they look. We're going to grab 1 resurrection. I don't think we'll need any though. Now there's only 4 skills that you can use that are fire. So obviously we are going to look into that and look for 2 other skills. Because of the skills that we currently have, we will be running Purge and Lightning Strike. If we don't get either or, we'll just take something random. Range does actually, range can help us because of Fire Orb. So we will take some range. It also helps with our basic attacks, which are absolutely demolishing things. We just need our phoenixes to show up more. Okay, Dragon Breath. Corpse Explosion works really well here as well, especially later on in the round when things get hectic. The only thing about wave 9, I've been farming this wave like crazy. I get about 16,000 gold by the end of it. We get Lightning Strike as well, fantastic. I've been farming it like crazy, and the only part of the entire wave that I dislike the most is at the 15-minute mark, where you land up having to sit there waiting for the enemy, because you've got like 2 minutes of just ranged enemies. So you literally got to run up to them and defeat them and run around a whole lot, where I personally like to just sit there and let them come to me. Now we could go both of these. We're going to go and bless the gold gain, but we're going to go with the projectile count now first, because the more projectiles we have, the better it's going to be. Gold gain is going to come in handy. So critical strike chance, gold gain, both have it. Let's see what happens. We're going to go full damage first. We do get the +3 to reduce damage, but I want more damage, not less damage taken. Very good to have though as well, especially if you are weaker earlier on. But like I mentioned, it doesn't really matter what I play. I'm able to do this comfortably. So reroll skills, we get +2. We're going to focus. I'm not even going to worry about the numbers over here. So we're not going to level this up. And I want to show you something at the end of the video though. So remember, this is only level 2. You'll see it at the end though. And we'll talk about it then, because it's actually very important to know this and why it's important to know what gear you have on your character, and why gear is also important, or at least certain affixes are much stronger than others. A really good affix that I'm actually looking for right now is going to be for the Dragon's Breath, so I don't have to or manually aim it, because unfortunately right now we do. There's some cast speed. Notice we haven't seen a single one of our blessed skills a second time yet. We did see critical strike chance, so we got to give it to that. It did show up a second time, but that could have just been standard RNG. Still haven't seen it, but there's a plus to our fire orb. Now, I do believe range affects how far fire orb is away from you, so it is good. Critical hit damage also very strong. You can see the crits already from the lightning strike are insane, dealing about 1,300 damage with a crit, which is bonkers. But lightning strike is just there for the bosses and stuff, although it seems to be doing a really good job already. Okay, we'll just grab another resurrection over there. I'm not going to reroll when it's just passives, because you can always just take any passive. We'll reroll when we're looking for skills and we don't get a skill that's fire based, or purge, or corpse explosion. Actually, purge or corpse explosion, but purge will absolutely annihilate the enemies for us. So here we get a +4. I really want it. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but this is to prove a point about lightning strike and this over here. So lightning strike falls for 1 by 1 in sequence, and it prioritizes elite enemies, and its a projectile count is affected by cooldown reduction. So hopefully we get more cast frequency, because I do want to show you guys just how strong it is even at level 2 in this case, or even at level 1. The DPS that it gets is absolutely bonkers. So, you know, stay tuned for that. It looks like we're going corpse explosion instead of the purge, which is fine as well. It actually helps us when it comes to the 6-minute mark. We got to go for basic attack there. As long as there's something for us to upgrade, basic attack, special attack, whatever it is, we will take that over a skill that we don't want. Explosion. It's so beautiful to hear that noise. Alright, it actually came back to us, but we're taking the attack power there. We got fire orb. I need to try and show you what the fire explosion looks like, so you can actually see it. It's literally an explosion, but it has a fiery effect to it, whereas a normal death explosion that happens doesn't. Okay, we're gonna have to level up lightning strike over there. We didn't have anything else to level up. Hopefully we can try and keep it to as low a level as possible, for the sake of showing you how strong that affix on gear can be for a single skill. I did get a new, where is it? I got something new. I thought I got something new. I didn't. Okay, I thought I got on level up a heal, but I believe I didn't. I swear I could have. I saw it, unless I did get it in an item, and I thought the one that I had was much more effective because it was probably reducing, getting rid of my skill projectiles or something else that I use more frequently than a little bit of healing. So that healing is very powerful, don't get me wrong. I should have it on, but I didn't for some reason, but it doesn't really matter. We'll grab the evasion. As you can see, lightning strike absolutely dealing with the elites for us, and that's pretty much the point of it. Very unlucky with XP gain though, and XP radius gain, or attraction. I don't know what we call it in this game. I guess a pickup radius will probably be the best. But there's more fire orb. Still waiting for the meteor shower, which will be the final fire skill that we can get. And then that will be 6 skills, I believe it is. We've got lightning strike, corpse explosion, and the 3 other fire skills. So once we get meteor shower, that's the final skill, and we won't see any other skills in the level up. So you're allowed a maximum of 6. So the sooner you get all 6 of them, the better it's going to be for you. But there we go, we finally got the critical strike chance again, so it's level 4 now. And we'll start seeing a whole lot more crits happening as well. Nearly at the 15-minute mark, and then we get to show you the disgustingness of how it's not that it's bad, it's just compared to the rest of the level, for what it is, especially when you're really strong, it gets very laborious, because it's just flying things that you have to run to because they're flying, and you have to deal with them that way. But yeah, let's go level up the Phoenix. I was hoping for a meteor shower there so we can just grab it and not see other skills, but we never lucky. I do need this to be a fire only. I mean, it doesn't have to be. We got most of the other skills, and meteor shower doesn't really do too much for us. I do like the spirals that are made. I'm looking for a legendary with the affix that gives it so that our dragon breath becomes a fireball. So instead of flames, it becomes a fireball. And then that will make dragon's breath a whole lot better for me personally, just because I don't like to manually aim. So I won't have to manually aim where it's going anymore. It will automatically just shoot fireballs at the enemy for us and deal with them that way. But you can see I'm hardly in any trouble whatsoever. We're using corpse explosion and a bunch of fire skills. We just need to focus on critical strike chance when we can. I don't believe we need area of effect, but we're not going to ban it just yet. For now, we'll just keep going with basic attack there. I could have gone evasion as well. Again, depends where you are in the game. For me, I don't need the evasion right now. We just took one because we had to. But also taking at least 1 or 2 does make a big difference. Sometimes you can obviously dodge those attacks that otherwise may have ended the run, or whatever the case may be. Happens to us in Soulstone Survivors as well, where even a 5% block chance is crazy compared to anything else. But we were going for the cast speed. We took the gold blessing to see how many times it showed up, and we're getting a whole lot more than just gold. I mean, we don't need the gold blessing when you're farming this stage, but obviously having it is going to be a whole lot better. And by blessing, I mean passive in this case. It's just because I blessed it, and therefore my brain's now associated the word blessing with the gold passive. So don't let it confuse you. I do apologize, but we're just talking about how the gold passive has been blessed, and even though I've done that and I wasted a bless on it, that doesn't mean I have to take it. We're still getting quite a decent amount of gold from the level, so I'm not too worried about that. And also, we're not trying to farm the level either. I'm trying to just destroy everything around us instead. Now we can finally take it. It actually showed up more, but we haven't seen critical strike chance again. Now, the developers did say if you get a blessed skill and it shows up and you don't receive it, the chances of seeing it again does increase, or the likelihood of seeing it increases. I don't know if that's like a percentage thing, or if it's just the way that the system works. Like if you don't take your blessed skill, then it keeps returning more and more often until you do take it, or what the story was. I never really got into a clear discussion or understanding of how that all worked. Let's go with range here. It just helps us hit these guys from a little bit further. But this is the part where I was talking about. So now we get these, you know, hornets or whatever you want to call them that are spawning, and we have to deal with them. But as you can see, the elite enemy gets completely stun locked because of lightning strike, and you don't even need to worry about them. Also, the range helps with lightning strike hitting enemies further away from us, so it definitely makes things a lot easier. But look, I mean, look how many enemies are around us. This, for a floor 9, this wave, I'm guessing the developers, this is the wave that they lowered because people were saying that the game was too difficult or there was too much going on, or I don't know what happened. But now you can see just how pretty much dead the floor is for a full minute, just for that wave. And then now they keep spawning for a good amount of time as well. And it's just, it annoys me having to move around, block, you know, dodging all these projectiles. It's the one thing in the game that always lands up hitting me. But anyway, it is what it is. We finally get a level 2 corpse explosion, and we actually get a mimic over here, which is fantastic. We get a brand new ring. So we'll check what that ring is right now, because as soon as we level, so we can identify it and see. But I doubt it will be anything better than what we currently have already. If it is like insanely better, then we have a problem, because both of my rings have really good affixes on them. So unless it has like a double equipment slot, which I'm waiting for legendary to have, I don't think we'll end up using it regardless of what the affix is or anything to that standard, you know. It's just because this ring is my lightning strike and this one is projectile count. This has +5 to all stats, and then damage to enemies below life, which is okay. So maybe the statistics of this isn't so good, but we do have the +9 and +5 from the jewel, and then this one's got I don't know, some decent stats there as well with projectile count and everything else. So they're very difficult to get rid of. They're pretty decent rings that I found. I mean, I've had that lightning strike ring since blessing level 2, so and I'm like level 14 blessing now. Just it's very difficult to replace it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I guess it doesn't have to be replaced if it works for me. But just remember that every single point of intelligence in my gear specifically, because I'm playing the wizard. If you're playing the brawler, dexterity. If you're playing the warrior, you're looking for strength. But every point of those stats increases your damage. So that's why when you're playing with gear, if you're playing with the wizard, you want to make sure all your gear is intelligence or all stats. Maybe vitality and intelligence for the life. But yeah. Also, on another note, if you do get the other stats on your characters, it still gives you the bonuses that those stats give. So for the sake of like the wizard, if I grab strength on gear, that gives us extra armor. If I grab dexterity on gear, that's going to give us extra critical strike chance. So it's not a bad thing to get them, but if you're looking for damage purely, then intelligence is the way to go. But you could build like a crit wizard and focus on, you know, dexterity instead. But I mean, the way that it scales is disgustingly low, so that wouldn't be a good thing to do. But it's there for you to understand. Also, still not getting meteor shower. I might just take purge instead then, if the game's gonna do me dirty like this. If the game is gonna do you dirty, then you do the game dirty back. That hurts a lot, and this is where lifesteal would come in handy. Haven't received any pickup radius, haven't received any XP gain. So this is one of those runs where you're like, okay, this is quite a hectic run for anyone. You know, how's he gonna beat the boss? But funnily enough, the hardest part of the whole run is at the 6-minute mark, like I mentioned, where you are surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies. And this is the part where I'm probably going to land up using a revive. and mostly because of the ranged enemies. Okay, looks like we took care of them. We get critical hit damage. That's a lot of critical hit damage, plus 90%. I will take that. The developers did say that they fixed the stats not working over here. Still don't seem to be working. Saying I'm on 65% critical hit damage. I should be on 100 and something percent right now, if not more. But haven't seen critical strike chance, have not seen... I mean, maybe I'm not leveling up fast enough, so I guess it's just bad passives as well. We are only level 41. I think that's partially it. We're just not leveling up enough. Let's re-roll here. We do get the Dragon's Breath. Luckily, we got a skill there that we can use. Otherwise, I would have been a little bit mad. I hope you guys did see that, but we did get hit and it said evaded on top of our head. So like I mentioned, even 5% evasion has a chance to protect you from an attack that otherwise might leave you rendered a resurrection less. Alright, Phoenixes, let's go. Oh, there's so many good fire affixes that I still need to try. The Phoenixes leaving fire trails behind seems like it's going to be so strong. There's Phoenixes being fired in the direction you're aiming, could be really, really strong for like bossing and things like that. Or even getting out of a tight spot when you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies. Ow. I want to try and stay in the middle of this just to see what happens. As long as we have our fire orbs proccing, we should be fine. We can go and grab the car speed. I'm not worried too much about corpse explosions damage or projectile count, as long as we focus the enemies that have it on them. Okay. Projectile count here, 30% is actually massive, so that doubles our projectile count besides for what the skills get when leveling up, because we got 30% on our gear, now 30% over there, so that's 60% projectile increase, which is actually really big. Also, one thing that the game doesn't drop, which I think they should start dropping, is health. If you think about it, it drops a magnet, it drops gold. The one thing they haven't been dropping for us is magnets. I mean, health. So yes, there is life regen. Yes, there is the blood tornado, which makes it so that you get life back. But what happens if we could just find health as a pickup? Alright, had to use a resurrect there, but that's why we've got them. Because I don't have any regeneration this round. I normally do take life regen, but we didn't really... I don't know, the passives this round have been really appalling. Haven't even found a magnet from any of the elites, which is very unusual. Sometimes the streamer, the YouTuber luck, content creator luck, we'll call it that, sometimes the luck works against you. So here we go, we got the Phoenix. Magic item find chance does increase. I don't know, people have said that this actually helps you find more gold as well. So I don't know if you guys have tried it. You know, the best way to do it is to get gold find, check what it's like, do the same thing, get the same amount of gold find chance, and then increase your magic find chance and see if that increases it or not. But yeah, we just got exploded over there by those bugs. Now we've got an elite one, still no magnet. And we just need to focus on these bugs, make sure we can see them, because otherwise they're going to end us again. But this is the hardest part. We still have... Ooh, we don't have any revives left, so we need to make sure that we survive this part, or we find a revive on our next level up. I need more mana. We finally got a critical hit chance. We should be fine. We need to get rid of that ranged character. because they are irritating. I'm gonna take the basic attack because the boss is spawning very, very soon. There we go. And we just need to, because of range, you'll notice that we are actually in a very good space with regards to being able to defeat the boss. So we're just going to stay away from the boss, let our autos and the lightning strike do its work, because we don't have any revives or anything like that. And this is perfect for us. Okay, we got an extra revive, so we can play it a bit more risky now. And there you go. Probably the easiest thing of the whole game is fighting the boss at the end. If you compare that to the rest of the round, we landed up getting 11,800 gold, which is pretty decent. And then we got, so I wanted to show you just how ridiculous this is. So there you go, there you had it. It actually dealt the most amount of damage, and it was only level 3, where we had our DPS from the Breath of Fire only doing 900,000, but the Phoenix also very strong, very fun to play with. But yeah, DPS on Lightning Strike absolutely insane, and that's because of that affix that we have on our gear. Let's quickly see if there's anything else that's nice that dropped for us. And we do have a ring here, so more than 5 enemies within range. The basic attacks have 50% more damage, which is actually really nice. Very good for Brawler, especially since you'll always be on there. There's also critical strike chance, projectile counter, and dexterity. So we'll keep this for our Brawler. And then we also picked up a belt here with evasion chance on every time we evade. It says cooldown of 1 skill reduced by 4 seconds after a successful evade. And we also get evasion chance as a stat. Also pretty good belt over there, which we'll end up keeping. So let's go and shove those in our chest. And I don't think we got any better weapons, unfortunately not. So sometimes you can find a yellow weapon that's going to be much stronger than the one that you have equipped, and you'll use that instead. But I'd lose that fire, which is not really good for me personally. But yes, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.